For the subscribers that have been watching my videos for a while now, you guys know exactly what these are. But for those of you guys that are watching my videos for the very first time, these are the sides off of my 1965 Dodge D500. It was an old grain truck, and these were the grain bin sides. So this is my 1965 Dodge D500. I recently just redid the sides of this bed. So this side is new, that side is new, and the back rack is new. So I had no use for the grain bin sides anymore other than just sitting on the side of the house. Although they do make good firewood, I didn't want to burn them. So over today and the next couple days, we're going to be transforming this grain bin side. I cut this one down smaller before I redid the side, so that's why it looks like this. This is how tall they originally are. They're about 4 feet tall. And that's what made them the grain bin sides. They probably held peanuts or whatever crops they had growing here in the south, what this truck was used for. But like I said, I don't want these to go to waste. I'm probably gonna make a table out of one of them. I got some more over here. But one thing I really need is a TV. I moved here about 7 months ago and I still don't have a TV. But if I buy a TV, I'm gonna need something to put it on. So we're gonna go ahead and turn this old grain bin side into a TV stand. I've already started sanding this down, you guys saw that. I'm gonna go ahead and take a chop saw, cut this off, and then I got some 2x6s that I can chop down to probably 2 feet tall and use them as legs. So it's a really simple project. Like I said, if you guys are new to the channel watching this for the first time, I'm not a woodworker. My main content on my channel is automotive. I work on old trucks and diesel trucks and stuff like that. So, but hopefully I can turn this old side into something that can hold a TV and it's gonna look good. I'm thinking I'm gonna sand this all down, get a torch, burn it, clear it, get it all cleaned up, put some legs on it, put some supports, and that's that. All right guys, so I started to film doing this project, and I just got caught up in a bunch of stuff that day that I was recording, and then the next day I went ahead and finished it without recording. But to give you a little perspective, this is what the old ones look like, except for the part down the middle is a straight, I think 8-foot boards or something. So that's what the old sides look like, and I do have a bunch of different siding pieces and stuff like that were on this truck. I got 2 more of those sides, actually 3 more of those sides, or 2 more, I'm not sure. That side right there, and then I got a whole bunch over here. If you guys remember from when I first picked this truck up, we had all these sides on there, and then before I started the truck for the first time, I took all these off. So I have a bunch of things I can make into projects, and I can make a bunch more tables out of these. Just cut them down to three planks and do the same thing I did with the one that's inside the house for you guys just a minute. I think it turned out really good. So if you guys want to see projects of me making different stuff out of these sides, leave it in the comments below. You know, this channel isn't really a woodworking channel. That's why I kind of didn't really feel like recording any of the stuff. It didn't take that long. It probably took me about 3 hours to sand it and put it all together. But yeah, here is the final product of the repurposing my grain bin sides. So this is what it turned out. I sanded it all down. These were the extra 2x6s I had just laying around from part of the new sides. I went ahead and cleaned it all up, burned it, and then stained it with the stain that I actually used on the flatbed. You can see a little bit dried right there, but I'm surprised that it didn't make it red like it made the flatbed. But I think it turned out really good. So we got 2x6s that weren't part of it and a 2x4 that wasn't part of it. So in total, this project didn't really cost me anything because I already had these 2x4s laying around. I put a little support right here. I could probably get some angle brackets and put them right here just so it doesn't move at all, but it is pretty sturdy. Got a new TV yesterday as well. But yeah, it came out really good. I like how it turned out. My girlfriend likes how it turned out. She's been wanting me to make a table that we can get a TV and put it on. So I made this table and picked up a TV yesterday, but I did burn this with the torch. So this is what the sides are going to turn out on my truck, the 1965. So this was a little test. This is pretty much what the sides on my truck are going to look like here in the next couple days. I'm going to go ahead and do that. But yeah, I think this little project turned out really good. You know, it's not perfect. I did want to leave a little bit of character, so this side's a little bit beat up. The wood is coming up a little bit right there, but it gives it a lot of character, and I think it turned out pretty dang good. So if you guys want to see me do a project like this and actually show you step by step how I made it and everything like that, leave it in the comments below, and maybe I'll make a couple videos of, yeah, that's a good look right there. Maybe I'll make a couple videos on turning those old sides out there into some other furniture. I know my girlfriend wants me to make a little side table right there, so I may make a little coffee table out of that. But yeah, I think this turned out really good. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you guys want to know what kind of concealed carry, I know a lot of you guys were asking. Maybe I'll make a video on my second channel of my concealed carry. But yeah, let me know what you think. Turned out really smooth. And yeah, I like how it turned out. I didn't sand and burn the bottom. I just went over it with 80 grit real quick and just took off the top layer. So the bottom isn't burned at all, it's just the top and what you can see from straight on. But yeah, that's how it turned out. Love it. So in about an hour or two, I have to go down to Bonifay, Florida and record some stuff for Caleb. He's getting his engine taken out of Mater and they're gonna get ready for the engine swap, the Cummins. So we're gonna be heading down there. I wanna show you guys again the Cummins Junkyard, because last time I showed you guys, it was about 2.5 years ago when I was here visiting. We went over to Chase and Colton's house and I showed you guys their field full of trucks, and there were so many Cummins there, and they've gotten a ton more. So definitely stay tuned for that part of the video. It's gonna be coming up next. So without further ado, we'll see you in Bonifay, Florida. All right guys, we are here at Colton and Chase's place. They own Iron Ape Coatings and Fab. And if you guys remember, about 2.5 years ago, I came to visit Alabama. We came down here to their place and I made a video called the Cummins Junkyard. And since then, they've gotten a ton more trucks and they've actually sold a lot of the trucks. So we got a whole bunch of new stuff back here that I want to show you guys. They basically have full-time jobs, and on the side, or yeah, on the side, they do powder coating, fabrication, and they also buy trucks, fix them up, and sell them. So that's why they have all these trucks back here, and they do a pretty good job at it since they're, you know, all these trucks I think were not here when, yeah. Well, of course, it was 2.5 years ago, but let's start out here. These are some of their customer trucks. We got a first gen right here. Yep. It's tooted up. Yeah, really? Yeah. But this is Skylar's, isn't it?
Yeah, this is actually Skylar's truck.
Yeah, so
we did a rear, not rear main seal, a rear transmission seal and a front transfer case seal. It was leaking from one of those and he just said replace both of them, so we went ahead and got that done.
I think this is his second first gen that you guys have worked on, right?
Yes. Yep, this is his second one. I think this is his third one owning though, because I've actually got the second one he owned out there.
Oh, really?
I don't think I had that either last time you were here. Did you?
You had one. I think you had one. You might have had his fourth gen out here.
I had his fourth gen out here doing turbos on it.
Yeah. So this got a basic third gen right here.
Yep, basic third gen. Getting a CP3 pump is what this one is getting, and it'll be ready to go. They actually just dropped the part off a week ago, so as soon as we get a spot out in the shop, we're gonna get it in there and get it swapped out.
So they've been working out of this shop for how many years now? A long time.
8, 9 years. A long time, yeah, 8, 9 years. Looking at getting in a new shop, way bigger, way nicer, pretty soon. Just waiting on some paperwork and we should be set.
Yeah, so they're gonna take their powder coating and fabrication business to the next level with a brand new shop. But for now, we're just gonna be looking at the trucks back here. Just got a basic
Yep, a basic
fourth gen.
Gen 2012. This one's getting an injector, so that's what it's here for too.
Nothing new, but what I really want to show you guys is back here, just like 2.5 years ago, man, this place is littered with mainly Cummins and Dodge trucks. I mean, they got a airplane right here too.
Yeah, an old airplane fuselage. So that was, you know, that's one of our side hobbies. We love to fly. We've got 2 airplanes, and we've got pieces and parts to all kinds of airplanes. It's kind of like the same thing whenever you get into aviation, as far as like the diesel trucks. Whenever everybody knows you do it, they call you up and they're like, hey man, I've got this old thing laying around, do you want it, or do you want to give me nothing for it? And I'm just like, I'll come pick it up, you know. Either I can use it or I can, you know, give it to someone else who needs it.
Yeah, so these guys get crazy deals on just trucks of all kinds. You would not believe what kind of deals they get. But we'll start out right here in the front. We got a nice little 2nd gen. Is this thing just basically just to fix it up and sell it?
Yep, fix it up and sell it. This one's another fixer-upper. It needs a little work. It needs a new injection pump. Actually, the pump itself isn't bad. The governor housing, I think somebody put governor springs in it and didn't quite get the lock on there, and it slung it out of it and it busted the whole side of the governor housing, so it just pours oil out, and it'll only take like half throttle.
Wow. Well, you know, not a bad looking truck. Should really make a pretty good profit on that one.
Yeah, yeah, well, I won't say what we paid for it, but you know.
Yeah, just know, we probably won't say any prices, but just know they're getting these trucks for, they're not gonna get a truck if they can't make a good profit off of it. So you know, gotta make money. So just a torn down Honda little boat, got a nice little 1st gen right here.
Actually here the last time you did.
I think it was over there. I think
this is our buddy's truck. Toby, really good friend of ours. He's kind of moved jobs and stuff, and kind of doesn't have the money has the money to spend on it, but really doesn't want to right now. So eventually I'm just going to pull it in, tear it down for him, and just get it all set up and done, and then he can just pay later on.
Yeah. So we got a 2nd gen over here, and they got a pretty good deal on this one. The interior is looking, I think it was mint. Yeah, it was pretty mint.
Other than the dash, but that's, you know, that's normal for a 2nd gen.
And you got a 5-speed in here.
Yep.
If I was looking for another 2nd gen to build, which I don't really want to do because I've already have a 2nd gen.
This one is for sale, by the way.
Yeah.
So if you want to, hit me up on my Instagram and we'll talk about it, and just figure out a price to go from there. It's good to go. It's ready to go. It needs an owner is all it needs.
Yeah, so if you guys want to talk about any of these trucks that we may see, you can hit them up on Instagram and see if they're for sale. And pretty much almost anything out here for the right price is for sale, I'm assuming.
No, other than that, that's the only thing. That was our first diesel truck. We won't sell this one. This one, you know, was out here in the videos. I've got a different wheel and tire setup on it now. I think Caleb did a video on it whenever we put the compounds. Or no, he didn't. He did a video when we put a single on it, right?
Maybe.
I can't remember. Here.
He did some video. I know he did another video. We kind of talked about it in my video when I was here last about your burnt truck.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was a crazy little story.
But yeah, it's got compounds on it now and everything. It's
Looking
dirty.
good.
I need to rebuild the transmission, and
I like that color. Hey, you got a little lizard in here.
that's like what I was talking about, us doing the suspension on your truck, everything in that color.
Yeah, so since they are powder coaters, we were talking a little bit about, you know, powder coating my wheels, my suspension parts, valve cover, intake horn. I got the same intake horn, and this was kind of the color that we were thinking about going with for all the suspension and maybe the wheels, because I like the wheels. When I had them plastic dipped red, I liked it a lot. So we'll see if see about doing a little bit of powder coating on the truck. But yeah, there's a nice 3rd gen. Does it still drive or no?
It does drive. It's got 1st and 2nd, and it does not have 3rd or overdrive. So I've got to rebuild it. I'm gonna go ahead and build it up, probably either go Suncoast or BD diesel. Whichever kit I can find for a better deal is how I do it.
Nice. So we got the infamous burnt 4th gen over here.
So if you want to hear a real ironic story about the infamous 4th gen, so I actually finished burning it about 9-10 months ago. So
yeah, because you still had all the chairs and the dash was still kind of intact when I saw it last.
So We had the plans on, you know, turning it into a mega truck, a mud truck, you know, doing something cool with it. And I got out here one night by myself, didn't have anybody here to help me with a blowtorch because of obviously it had already burnt, which had covered up a lot of the bolts and everything, plastic and stuff. So I was just going to cut the seats and everything out and just pull them out. I mean, come on, it's a burnt truck. I mean, what else can burn on it? Well, little to my knowledge, there was a huge rat nest built. I mean, I'm talking, it was literally this tall of just like old, just grass, dirt, or grass sticks. Have found some old fabric out of something, I don't know. But needless to say, it caught on fire and I was running back and forth because actually the truck was over there because of y'all did the video when I had it parked right here. Yeah. A while back I had it pulled over there and that's where it was, so I was running back and forth to the house grabbing buckets of water to try to pour it out. So this is what happened, because remember the doors and stuff were in pretty good shape.
Yeah.
And it warped them like crazy. It actually, remember they had the door handles and stuff, it burnt the door handles out of them. So.
I'm surprised the bed is still in mint condition though.
The bed is actually still mint though. That's kind of funny.
Bed liner's kind of messed up, but
which is kind of crazy. Where we're looking at getting an engine from, there's a mega cab and doors that a guy bought. It's smashed in the rear, it's smashed in the front. So but
the cab is good, so we're going to talk to him about buying it and actually finishing up the dream, because I
2.5 ton axles we had bought to build this thing, and
oh yeah,
it burnt more.
So I know this one was this one out here, I can't remember.
No.
We got this one from Skylar Denny.
It probably wasn't here then. I remember What the Duck on YouTube, but Kayla's brother Hunter, I think he made a couple videos with this.
Okay.
But I don't think I saw it when I was here last.
So we've just been kind of cleaning up, took the manifold off, replacing the turbo and stuff like that on this one. Haven't decided whether or not we're just going to do a full build with it, just clean it up real clean, you know, 4-inch lift, 2214s, or just sell it. So if anybody's interested in this, hit me up for the right price. Pretty much like Jonathan said, anything, you know, for the right price, we'll sell it, you know, or sometimes I'm just in a mood to get rid of things.
Yeah. So if you guys are in the panhandle of Florida, lower Alabama, these guys are right here in Boniface. So if you guys are close looking for a truck to drive, I would personally go with that second gen that has a 5-speed in it if I was looking to get a new truck. So that one's ready to go. Got another second gen.
So this is another customer's. This one isn't one of ours. We just had to replace the bell housing on the engine side because some mechanic shop got it in. They did work on the front suspension and it wouldn't start, so they swapped the starter out. Well, when they swapped the starter out, they couldn't get the top bolt in there, and apparently they left the other bolts loose, and whenever they started it up, the whole starter just literally ripped half the bell housing off of it.
Wow.
And pulled it out. So yeah, he was pretty upset about it, but we got him fixed up. The truck is done. He's just got to come by and pick it up.
Wow. Yeah, it's a good. I like that flatbed a lot with that transfer tank on it.
Actually looks really good.
So I think they're most, except for the 4th gen that they just picked up literally an hour ago, that they're going to start building, put a new motor in that. I think this is with your, yeah, so
someone's got a canoe land against. Probably my dad or something.
This one, it is a gasser, but of course these guys are diesel guys. They are gonna 12 valve swap it, right?
Yep.
Yeah, they're gonna 12 valve swap this thing, and man, this is gonna be nasty. Was it an old
it was
Army?
an old it was an old Navy truck, or was it Navy or Air Force?
I believe it was an Air Force truck.
Old Air Force truck. So the truck used to all be blue. Like you can look inside of it and everything is blue.
I mean, this is not that bad of interior for.
Look at the mileage that's on this thing for the year it is. It's an 88.
56,000 miles. Man, this thing's gonna be bad when you guys.
Oh yeah, it'll be
awesome.
awesome.
If you guys want me to come and record you,
oh for sure,
pulling stuff out, swapping the motor or whatever, and if you guys want to see that, let me know in the comments below. Man, this thing's gonna be a crazy build. You got any other plans besides the motor?
Motor, gonna go to a manual instead of an auto. Gonna just put an NV4500 up in it. I haven't decided yet. I've got 2 sets of actual, what is it, AAM axles? AAMs that are out of like 3rd gen and up trucks that I'm thinking about putting up underneath it, and may 4-link it. Don't know yet. If we'll 4-link it front and rear. I've kind of been playing around with the idea on it.
Look at that leaf spring. So
I was gonna say, what's up with these these shocks.
Oh, that was
got the coils on there.
Custom way.
That was the old school. That's how they did it back in the day.
But so the Air Force donated this to a fire rescue, and they had I forget if the kid said it was
it's a 2,000-pound water tank.
Water tank in the back bed. You can see where they welded it. But if you see,
yeah.
you can look at the leaf spring on this sucker, and they just stack leaves on top of each other. So when you're driving it, it literally feels like there's no rear suspension on it. It is so stiff.
That's kind of how my 65 is, because those leaf packs are like,
oh yeah, like a freaking
it's probably a foot
yeah.
worth of leaves, and it rides like you're driving on a bumpy road, you know.
Yeah, you can see where the actual bed would make contact. That tank was so heavy.
Oh yeah.
So it needs a little bit of body work, but for the most part, as far as the doors and stuff go, that's what I'm pretty excited about. They're really straight.
Oh yeah.
I've got actually replacement first gen fenders off of other trucks we've bought and things like that, so we're good on those. The only one that we will have to get repaired, because if you think these trucks are hard to find, they're even harder to find parts for. The front door I can replace, because that's the same one that's just on any regular first gen.
Yeah.
But this is the one that's got to get repaired, because I can't.
You
don't find
Yeah,
those.
you can't find.
And I've asked several people who, you know, deal with the 4-doors and everything, and one guy told me you just won't find it, and he was pretty well right, because I could not find it. So we got a pretty good body guy in mind that's just going to fix it up. We haven't quite decided what color we're going to get it painted. We don't know if we're going to go with like some kind of metallic gray or a white.
Gunmetal gray would look pretty cool.
That's what I'm saying. Charcoal gray.
But I was actually looking on Facebook Marketplace probably about a month ago, and they had an old military. Was that the one?
Oh no, this probably not. I'm just saying that's usually what they're all.
Oh yeah, there was an old military one just like this, just a different color, but they wanted like $7,500 for it. I'm like, dude, come on.
And most of them have 2 or 3 times the amount of miles that like this one has on it.
Yeah.
That's what was crazy, is just how low mileage for the year it is. But it runs great. Supposedly the guy we got it from said that it's got a 360 in it, said that it was fully went through and rebuilt and everything. So I mean, it runs good, the transmission shifts good, but we'll eventually pull it out and put the right stuff in it.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be a cool truck to build. And they just have a work truck right here that they drive around.
Yep, just got a manual put in that one right there. They run it without oil. The front cylinder transmission failed, and the clutch went to slipping real bad, and you'd think after the clutch would go to slipping real bad, they'd pull over and stop and be like, hey, it slips. No, they just drove it until the transmission came apart pretty much, and then so we've got a brand new one all put up in it and all, so it's ready to go. Other than now it needs a lift pump, so once it gets a lift pump, it's a good truck. It drives good, it's strong.
Yeah, you drove it over to Caleb's house the other day.
That's right. Drove it over to his house, but man, those 3rd gen dadgum common rail manual trucks sound so good.
Dude, you pulled out, I was like, oh yeah, that sounds good. And unfortunately, they have a Ford out here.
It's not mine, it's a buddy. We're working on it. I don't normally ever work on Fords, but for friends, I will. It's getting all new injectors and everything in it. We just got to find the time to pull it in the shop and get the daggum injectors and all pulled out of it and finish it up for him. He's a pretty busy guy. He works at a dealership, a power sports dealership, so he's already wrapped up. And one of those funny jokes is you might be a mechanic, but you never want to work on your own stuff. You'd rather pay someone else to do it.
Oh yeah.
But you'll work on everybody else's stuff. So that's kind of how you know, all my friends do things. A lot of them are mechanics and are like, hey man, they're like, come get this from me, fix it, let me know how much, and I'll pay you. So.
Yeah, sometimes I just want someone to work on my own stuff, but I actually like working on my own stuff.
I was about to say, I'm the same way. I like working on my own stuff. I don't want anybody to touch my stuff. You know,
I don't even like people washing my truck. I'm like, no, you're gonna scratch it or something. I'm the one that's gonna wash my truck, and no one else is gonna touch it.
I don't think this one was out here last time either. This one's my.
This one is probably my favorite out here besides that 1st gen.
Yeah, this one.
But this one just looks dumb thick, man.
Yeah, we got to get it cleaned up and all that stuff. So.
And I just love 3rd gen dualies.
Oh, they look so good.
This one's probably not for sale, huh?
No.
No?
Nope, it is not for sale. This one is a daily that needs a PCM that I literally bought a whole nother truck, which we can look at that one in a minute, for nothing, just for the PCM off. Bought that truck way cheaper than I get a PCM for.
Oh yeah.
So I was just like, shoot.
And it's got a motor in the back too.
That's got a motor in the back of it, so I was like, no brainer, why not?
And then the actual interior,
Yeah, and the interior.
The dash, everything.
Yeah, I was gonna say, when I was here 2 weeks ago or whatever, I looked at it, and if these were
right there,
that door needs some liquid wrench or something. But I think that's the only bad thing about these seats. Is a drive. I mean, every driver's seat at some point tears right here because you're getting in and out, sliding in and out, gets the most wear. But and the interior's not bad in this truck. I mean,
that's all. This truck was just going to get pulled down and stripped out and sold for parts. I'll see what I can salvage off the motor. I hate that the people left the valve cover off and took the
it's all rusty now.
It's all rusty, so I'll see what my machine shop can do. I'll carry these parts to them and see if they can clean them up, and it'll just be an engine I'll put together for myself just to have a spare.
Yeah.
But I mean, heck, it's got injectors, you know, even if they're no good, I've got cores for everything, you know, core pump, daggum, core starter, which honestly, these starters are pretty stinking good. That thing will probably work just fine.
Yeah.
Go grab some jumper cables. Will it turn over?
Will it turn over in the bed of a truck?
In the bed of a truck.
What is it? Will it start? Let's do a will it start video on it.
We didn't look at the Jeep. I don't know if you guys are interested in the Jeep, but
hey, it's getting a Cummins swap someday.
It's getting a Cummins swap?
Oh yeah. That's one of the, this is one of the set of axles I bought the AAMs for going up underneath this thing.
For some reason, I like that purple.
I love that purple, to be honest with you.
Weren't these wheels on?
Duramax.
Used to be on the Duramax.
Yeah, that was when I was here last. They were on it. But that's a thick boy, man. 15.5.
Yep.
That wide tire from Nitto.
Oh yeah. Well, you got a second gen right here.
Yeah, that's
another work truck.
Other than we'll go look at the 15 here. This is the most recent, other than the truck we just bought today. And honestly, this one just looks clean and good.
This was the one that you got for like
dirt cheap.
I remember you telling me it.
It's not for sale, so I will say the price because I'm not going to sell it. And I mean, a lot of guys know what these are worth. So if anybody does want to buy it, you know, I'm not gonna sell it for what I paid for it. But it didn't have the wheels and tires on it. But I've gave $500 for this truck. No, like not even kidding. The guy was ready to get rid of it. It's got a brand new injection pump that he said had been on there for about 4 months, and he literally drove it for a month after they put it on there, and he went and bought a 2015, and he said, I'm tired of driving an old truck around. So he literally parked it. The guy hit me up, knows we buy trucks. I've actually told the guy we buy trucks, and he said, hey man, I got a second gen. It's got 300, I think it's got 360 on it now, but he's like, it's got like 350,000 miles on it. He goes, I eventually run them till something major messes up on them. He goes, then I take them to the scrap yard. And that's how I got the conversation started with this guy. And,
it was a couple months before you actually picked it up. I remember you telling us.
I met the guy at the gas station. So I met a guy at the gas station. You know, we'll make a real quick story out of this. I met a guy at the gas station. He, like I said, he was on a 2015 Cummins, real nice truck. I was on actually my second gen dually that we still have. And I got out and he's like, oh, that's cool. He's like seeing, I guess he's not used to seeing younger kids drive diesels or something. But he's like, oh, a young guy driving old manual diesel. And I was like, yeah, man. I was like, I love that truck, dude. I was like, I've got a 4th gen also, a 2012 that looks a lot like it. It really did. I mean, he was just leveled out, 12 wides, clean truck. I mean, this guy was probably in his 50s, really nice guy. And we just, you know, started talking back and forth and everything. And, he's like, what are you doing driving a diesel around? What kind of work do you do is what he wanted to know. And I said, you know, I was like, I buy and sell trucks. You know, I got a big gooseneck trailer I need to pull with it sometimes, things like that. And I was like, I just like diesels. Me and my brother, we fix them up, sell them, or we fix them for customers, you know, things like that. And he's like, oh man, that's really cool. He's like, it's cool seeing younger guys doing this kind of stuff. He goes, I've actually got several second gens that he owned what was his business again? Not refurbished wood, like reclaimed wood. Like he'd take old dams and stuff apart, like old sawmills and just things were made out of wood, and they would build furniture and stuff out of it. So that's what he had all the old trucks for. He said they drive all over the country pulling goosenecks, grabbing the wood, coming back to about central Alabama is where the guy was. And I just, you know, got to talking with him, and he's like, yeah, he's like, when I get done with them, he goes, something major, he's like, goes out like a rear axle or transmission, he goes, I usually load them up on a flatbed, take them to the scrap yard and scrap them. And so we're over there, you know, talking to him, or I was talking to him, and I was like, well, you know, what do they give you for scrapping them? And he's like, oh man, you know, he's like, on average they give me anywhere between $800 and $1,000 for them. And I was like, son of a gun. I was like, dude, I was like, quit scrapping the trucks. I was like, I'd love to give you more than that for whatever trucks you have left, second gens, or just any Dodge diesels you got left. And he's like, okay. He's like, I've got a couple I'm wanting to get rid of. I'll call you up. Never called me. The guy gave me his business card, and I tried to call him several times, but I guess he lost my number and he just never would answer. And I just happened to be driving through there one day, and I remembered I had his business card, and I called him up, and he answered and talked back and forth with him. He's like, yeah, man. He goes, he's like, you're gonna hate me. He's like, I scrapped 3 of those trucks. He's like, I've got 1 left. He goes, and they hurt my feelings, dude. He goes, they only gave me $250 a truck at the scrap yard. And I was like, dang, dude. I was like, I'd have given you double that per truck. I was like, shoot, I probably would have given you $1,000 a truck. And he goes, well, I got 1 left. Come by, come take a look at it, and you know, just tell me what you think. So I came by.
Here it is.
Here it is. Just factory wheels and tires. And I was like, it's a good looking truck. He told me just replace the pump and everything on it. And I'm like, what do you want for it? And he pretty much, he goes, what do you, because like I said, I was away from the house. He goes, what do you have in your wallet right now? And I was like, I've got $550 in my wallet. And he goes, well, you need fuel money, so I'll sell it to you for $500 because it's just going to sit here and rot. And
that is like, crazy, okay, man.
I was like, I'll buy it.
If they can find a deal, they're going to find it. These are the only guys I know that can find ridiculous deals like this. I haven't met anyone else that can find a second gen for $500 that's in this good of shape.
I mean, honestly, here's what'll blow your mind. I mean, the dash does have cracks in it. Oh, that's right, outside door handle doesn't work. The dash does have cracks and the driver's seat is a little bit wore out, but it's actually not completely falling apart.
Yeah, mine is a lot worse than that. But this isn't a bad truck, man.
Heater works in it.
Yeah, that was impressive. The AC works.
Yeah. AC still works in this thing. I think it's the only second gen we got that the AC works.
And then they got these 2.5 years ago, and they're still not American Forces, still not powder coated, still not anything. So
well, I had a guy that was gonna buy them, wanted them powder coated candy red, and so I stripped them down and he just quit contacting me. So I was like, well shoot, do I really want to do them candy red? Because I'm like, if I do them candy red, it's only going to appeal to certain people. If I leave them stripped, I was like, whenever someone comes along and wants them, it's like I can powder coat them, you know, whatever color they want them done in. But I drove 4 hours to get to get them. I did get a decent deal on them, but I was pretty irritated because from the pictures it was hard to tell, but it still looked like a 12 wide online. And I was like, you're sure these are 12 wides? And he was like, yeah, man, I'm positive they're 12 wides. Like, I asked the guy like 2 or 3 times, and I was like, all right. I was like, I'll grab the cash, I'll come down there and I'll see you. And lo and behold, I get down there, and instantly they were leaning up against his shop, and they had Toyo 35-inch Toyo MTs, which I sold those. But just seeing them leaning against the shop, I could tell the tire just wasn't like bowed enough, and I was like, dang, those are 10 wides. And I got out and I looked at it, and I was like, son of a gun, I drove 4.5 hours for these dang things, and they're not the right wheels. But the guy made it right, cut me a little bit of a better deal on them. So I was like, I've driven this way, so I was like, I might as well grab them. I'll either put them on one of my trucks or resell them. So I just put those on a work truck or something, you know, make it look a little bit nicer. If you need old tires that come off of trucks we've bought in the past, I sell them for dirt cheap because I just don't need them laying around. They are mosquito magnets.
Yeah, wheels, some pretty good Toyos over there.
Yeah, they're
all kinds of stuff.
There's one, they're both the exact same size. They're both 37, 13, 50, 22s. One set.
I might buy some of those.
All right, well, one set, that set is in way better shape than that set, but most of the time, a set like that's even wore out, there will be some kid who'll be like, I'll give you $50 for the set, and I'm like, take them, you can have them.
I'll pay you $50 for that set.
Oh, that set right there. That set normally sells for, you know, for you, I'd take $100 for all of them.
So these 37, the Toyos, man, I got 22x14s. These are 13.5, so those would actually work. They got more tread on these tires than I do on my tires right now, mainly because me and Caleb did that tug of war and we were doing 4x4 burnouts. So that's where my tires went. But shit, hold on to those. I may actually may actually need those.
There's that.
And if I am going to be getting those, Colton just said that the powder coating may be coming soon for the wheels.
This was a truck my dad bought my sister whenever she was going to high school to drive back and forth. It was a manual transmission, Dodge Slant 6, really good truck. Started having a little bit of engine issues. So
not an engine issue, ignition.
Yeah, ignition issue. And me and my brother being, I mean, shoot, this truck's probably been taken apart for 15 years.
We were just getting into high school.
Well, yeah, we were just getting into
to drive.
Wow.
Yeah, just getting into high school, and we were taking it apart, and well, we ended up never putting it back together. So I still want to fix it up one day. I would love to.
It's a cool truck.
It is a cool truck.
I'm just not really a big fan of step sides.
Me
That's
either,
the only thing.
But this is the only step side I like.
Holy smokes, look at the size of that dadgum banana spider.
Oh wow.
God dang.
He's a big one, isn't he? Come on. In city limits in Bonifay, you were getting hit with, I think it was a $35 fine a day. And they didn't tell him for like a month. They had been taking pictures of the expired tag on this truck in the backyard. And he just, the cops showed up at his door at like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning one time.
What the heck?
And they were just like, they're like, hey man, you know, we're taking you in. You've got over a month of fines for having a vehicle unregistered in city limits. And he's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. He's like, I haven't been getting nothing, you know. And he had moved into this house and something, you know, addresses weren't swapped over on the license, things like that. But pretty much he called me up and he said, hey man, I can't afford to pay you. And the truck is broke, so it's doing me no good other than it's accumulating fines. He's like, come get it. So I kind of got shafted on that deal, but we'll get parts off of it, so it won't be bad.
Wow, that's crazy how they can go in your fence or in your yard and take a pic and make sure the vehicle, I mean, you guys would get hit with a lot of fines if you guys were in city limits.
Oh yeah, heck yeah.
Love us.
We'd make the city of Bonifay rich. And then there's just an old Jeep Wrangler.
Old Jeep.
Sally,
old car.
that hurricane that just came broke this, I guess, rotten tree, and it just landed on the top and broke it off.
Yeah, busted to pieces. I mean,
a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, a couple weeks ago, so that sucks.
Old dune buggy or sand rail.
Yep.
Old trailer.
It's in good shape.
So this is one of the last trucks they have here. It's obviously a gasser, but like they said back over there, they're gonna take some of these parts off and use them for that crew cab, right?
Yep. That was literally, this one was just bought for body, because actually the engine is locked up in this truck, but I mean, this one, it gave 250 bucks for it, man. It was a it was a no-brainer to buy it, because I like the doors, and actually the inside is surprisingly clean in this old truck.
Yeah, that is a good looking bench seat right there. Oh yeah, it's got 224,000 miles on it.
Yeah, it was actually, it used to be a City of Geneva county truck, just like work truck, and some old guy just bought it from them when they sold it, and he said he drove it for years and years and years, and it's crazy because he said it's not like it was ever without oil or without coolant or anything, but he said it sat for a couple months and he would park it in a garage. So he went to crank it up, said he thought the battery's dead, put a new battery in it, still wouldn't spin over, had a local mechanic guy come by and look at it, and he said, I've never even messed around with it, put a battery in it. And he said the local mechanic said, hey, the engine's locked up. Said he doesn't know how it would just lock up sitting there. I mean, there's no telling. I haven't messed with it. It was just bought 4 parts, but got a straight long bed is what's nice.
Oh yeah, that thing is.
Every panel on this thing, I'm pretty sure, is great.
I think the tailgate has a couple dents,
Well,
but
yeah.
throw stuff across the top. But yeah, he said it's kind of expected. It's actually a really nice rear bumper. I've never noticed, honestly.
No, like the bumpers on this thing are mint. That's why they're going on that red truck.
Yeah, that's actually.
I mean, it's not a bad looking truck for a parts truck for 250 bucks.
Yeah.
If you're gonna go ahead and buy the doors, the long bed, by themselves, it's definitely more than $250.
Oh yeah, way more than that.
So now we just got to get some time to put everything together.
Yep.
Pretty much like everything around here. Right?
Like everything else around here, just got to get the time to do it.
If you guys want to see any of the work done to any of these projects, let me know in the comments below. I'll hit them up whenever they'll hit me up whenever they're thinking about doing an engine swap or whatever. Come out here, record it for you guys. But like I said, like Chase said, almost everything out here is for sale. So if you guys want to hit them up, you can either hit them up on their personal Instagrams. I'll put everything down below, or their business Instagram, Iron Ape Coatings and Fab. They do a lot of powder coatings. If you want stuff powder coated, they can definitely do it. And I don't think the shop has changed since I've been here last. So
really hasn't changed. We did do the front. That wasn't on here last time. I think
yeah, it wasn't.
No, I think it was, wasn't it?
Well,
no.
we were working on it, but you know. I think it was. It's still not even finished yet, but like I said, we're looking at doing another building or getting another building and all that stuff. So that's on the back burner too, finishing up. But I do eventually want to get it all walled in, roll up doors and all that stuff put on there.
Yeah, we've been working out here on Caleb's truck. Paradox, his Mater truck, is getting the 4BT. I can actually show you guys now since you've already posted about that. But I was out here the other night and we were taking the front grille off, the hood off, and getting the exhaust off. We got the exhaust off and we're just getting everything ready to pull this flathead 6. Basically all we have to do is unbolt the transmission and the motor mounts, and this should be ready to get pulled out. And his 4BT is under here. I don't want to pull off all this stuff, but I'll try to give you a little sneak peek real quick. Yeah, if you guys want to see, if you guys actually want to see the motor, go over to Paradox's channel and go watch his video. But thank you guys for watching. This was a long video, so hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully you enjoyed all the stories that they have to tell about every single truck they have out here. Like I said, if you guys want to buy a truck, you guys are in the panhandle of Florida, definitely hit them up for powder coating or truck needs. And yeah, that's gonna be it. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you to Chase and Colton for letting me come out here and film their Cummins junkyard. It's definitely a good time coming out here and hanging out with these guys. And yeah, I can't thank them enough for letting me come out and film. So I appreciate you guys watching. Stay tuned for more videos, and catch you guys later. Peace.